Lincoln's final journey. The funeral train pulled into the Chicago and Alton Railroad Station on Jefferson Street at 8:48 a.m. on May 3, 1865. Vast crowds had already poured into Springfield over the night of May 2, 1865, and more people were still arriving. Now, for the final time, the veteran reserve guard of escort removed the president's body from the funeral train, which had borne him for more than 1,600 miles. The long procession moved east down Jefferson through the throngs of mourners at packed city streets. Proceeding south on 5th Street, the procession turned east on Monroe and then doubled back north on 6th to the Statehouse, where Lincoln's remains would lay in repose. Officials originally planned for a 3-day public viewing. However, after realizing the toll that the long journey had exacted on the remains' condition, they shortened the Springfield viewing and moved the burial to May 4, 1865. On that morning, the last leg of Lincoln's final journey began as the procession left the Statehouse, sliced through the teeming crowds, meandered to 3rd Street, and finally headed north to Oak Ridge Cemetery. Lincoln's remains lay in repose at the Statehouse, now the historic old state capitol building. To view the late president, a line of mourners, flanked by military guards, patiently stretched out of the Hall of Representatives, where the ornate coffin rested upon a specially constructed catafalque, descended a winding staircase and exited the building, where it continued unbroken down the street. An estimated 75,000 people solemnly passed by in a single file to pay their last respects during the 24-hour viewing. Throughout it all, the mournful occasion remained peaceful, serene, and orderly. One of the many attractions during the Springfield funeral was the president's horse, Old Bob, Lincoln's faithful companion during his circuit-riding days and presidential campaign. The bay horse was caparisoned, in black. He followed directly behind the hearse in the funeral procession to Oak Ridge Cemetery. The inclusion and symbolism of the riderless horse in Lincoln's procession, already a tradition in the military funeral, set a precedent for future presidential state funerals. The honor of leading Old Bob went to the Reverend Henry Brown, a friend and sometime employee of the Lincolns when they lived in Springfield. Meanwhile, Brown's fellow African Americans were relegated to the rear of the lengthy procession behind the ranks of friends, family, dignitaries, soldiers, officials, and other citizenry.